I used to rush into my mornings feeling stressed and distracted, and I realized something had to change. 3 months ago, how I would start my morning is wake up, get ready for work, mindlessly scroll on my Instagram, watch YouTube and like maybe shorts scrolling, commuting without any intentions. I realized like I can't do that. Like I feel like I'm killing myself for keeping on doing these habits that's getting me nowhere. When I started to change, these three things I'm gonna talk about really changed the way I look at my job, see my job, overall enjoy my 9 to 5 more. The first thing I do on my way to the station is listen to something intentional. It could be from a self-development podcast that I personally found over this journey. It could be from audiobooks about finance, self-mastery, or maybe a skill that I'm trying to learn. Some days I actually don't even feel like listening to audiobook or a podcast. So on those days, I just try and listen to a more calm music. Of course, I still listen to rap songs, but I try and do it on the afternoon because for me, listening to more calm music in the morning, it sets the tone for how my day is. So if you guys listen to any podcasts or music or audiobooks on your way to commute that you find helpful, please drop it down and write it down in the comments. I'd love to hear what you listen to before your work and what keeps you focused as well. For me, it's only a 5-minute extra walk to work if I stop one stop before. I find that 5 minutes of extra walk to my work makes a difference on how I show up. When I get to my office, I feel more awake, more focused, and ready to conquer my workday. I understand that you may actually be driving to work and not commuting, so maybe you can park at your parking spot or parking space, right? Once you find your parking, and maybe just go 5 minutes, 10 minutes extra early so that you can go around the block. I find that like on these moments, when you do that, it makes a huge difference. I would like to know if you do anything small to get yourself ready in the morning. Just please let me know. I would like to try some of your ideas too. The last thing I do to get my mind right before my 9 to 5 is journal. Some mornings I bring out my journal. I don't force it. Sometimes I don't feel like writing, so when I don't feel like writing, I don't write. I just write whatever I feel like on that day. It could be about writing gratitude. So what am I grateful for today? You know, I'm grateful that I can walk. I'm grateful that I got to work safely. I'm grateful that I woke up comfortably. The things I write are priorities for work. So like what are the things that I need to get done first and the least priorities. Like I try and list that on some days before I even get to work, because I do that at work. Like as soon as I start, I list all my priorities, but sometimes I just do it before I even get to work. Other days, I just ask myself, what can I do better today? What can I do that's uncomfortable? Try and journal because I find it helpful for me. Sometimes I do miss it. I have learned that not every morning looks the same. I get on this kind of habit where it's like my perfect day is I do all these 3 points. But some days, you know, I understand I sleep in. Some days I'm just behind. Some days I have to do something else in the morning. So I forgive myself if I am unable to do any of this, or maybe if I'm only able to do 1 out of 3 of the points I talked about. Don't be too hard on yourself for missing a day of not doing anything and just straight to work. I've learned that if I told myself, oh, you're so stupid for missing this, or why would you do this? Is in the long term, I actually mess it up more. I end up stopping all of it, right? Because I'm too in my head. Like I trying to be too perfect in my head that I have to get this all done. Don't put too much pressure on yourself for missing. Honestly, there are days where I ask myself, why am I even doing this? I've realized that those are the days that matters the most, because when you get over that hump of your doubt that like, oh, what's the point of doing this? That's when it just keeps getting better and better and better throughout the whole week or month. For me, winning my mornings has become a priority. I would like for you to try with me one thing, maybe even two things I've talked about in this video, and you can build from there. What I'm giving you might not necessarily be ideal for you, right? Because what works for me might not work for you. And I know you probably heard this from so many people before, like, that talk about self-development, and you're like, nah, like what they're saying is what is gonna work for me. But you try it and it doesn't work for you. So you just try and play with your own on finding out what works best for you, what habits helps you personally, and not necessarily just basing off what works for me or someone else you've listened to. Getting my mind right before my 9 to 5 has completely changed the way I show up, not just at work, but also for myself. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like so that more people like us can hopefully see it and take something out of it. It really helps the channel grow, and I would appreciate it a lot. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys at the next one.